You know, a lot of people took the piss out of me for getting this guy's name on the back of my shirt. Personally, I think that's been justified now. Ander Herrera, what a game he had. In all honesty, it was a simple performance from Manchester United. It wasn't anything extraordinary. We just got the job done. We played a lot better than what we have against lesser teams earlier. I did my BPL predictions and I did say that this would warrant a big test for Manchester United. Not for the fact because Villa are so attacking. It's because we seem to be performing better against the better teams this season. Lower teams, or what you would call lesser teams, that sit 9 or 10 men behind the ball, we struggle. And we created so many chances in this game. And personally, it should have been more, but we just couldn't get any penetration into the final third. We couldn't actually finish off a lot of the chances. But we did create an awful lot, which is something we've been lacking against the lesser teams this season. So, yeah, we start off early on. A couple of chances. I think Mata had a shot. Rooney did as well. Rojo, though, had the best shot. It was about 30 yards out, and Brad Guzan just tips it over. That would have been a sensational goal. But yeah, shortly after that, we eventually break the deadlock. 43 minutes gone. And it's lovely build-up play again. I'm trying to remember who the hell passed it in. I think it was the ball finds its way out to Young, and Young passes it in to Herrera. Herrera takes a touch. There's two men in front of him. He manages to get the ball through them, and they block Brad Guzan's vision, so it slots in to the bottom right, and it's a nice goal, 1-0. And then just before half-time, we looked as though we would extend it to 2-0, but we just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. But for those 5 minutes, that was probably the best period of the game for United. And then at the second half, there's not much happening at the start. It looks as though we've took our foot off the gas. You know, we're getting a little bit too complacent for my liking. And yeah, Villa got into the game a little bit more, but still it was fairly comfortable from United. And eventually, after a couple more chances again that we just couldn't finish, what we do, we sub off, who is it? It's Young, who looks as though it's been our best player. He had a shot just before this. He was just outside the box, cuts inside and kills it just round the post. Unlucky from Young. His performance today merited a goal, to be honest. But he did get an assist, so, you know, he did his job. But anyway, it comes off for Angel Di Maria. And about 10 minutes after Di Maria's on, see what you like, all right? For a terrible season, all right? He surely... Yeah, he should be doing better than what he is. But within 10 minutes, he takes on, I think it's Bakuna, who got subbed on for Hutton because he went off injured. And he puts a delicious cross in. And Rooney somehow manages to stretch his leg, touch it down. It's kind of like, if you remember Radamel Falcao when he won the penalty against Sunderland, he touched it down, except obviously he got brought down. Rooney does one better than that. He touches it down and he spins, and it's such a nice volley. What a goal that is into the top left. So Di Maria is now at 10 assists. He's not that far off Fabregas, as Fabregas has been tailing away. Obviously, he stormed it in the first half of the season, so I think he's got 15. But Di Maria is the second highest assister in the BPL, and yeah, considering he's only played around 30 to 40 minutes in the last 2 games he's played, this will be helping his goals and assist ratio, because he's only played 40 minutes, yet he's had 2 assists. One for Mata's stunner against Liverpool, obviously the scissor kick, and one today. So anyway, we sub on Radamel Falcao after that for Marouane Fellaini. Marouane Fellaini, after, you know, having a brilliant month for club and country, he had a quiet game, didn't do too much wrong until just before he subbed out. He accidentally passed it out of play when he thought Young was there. But apart from that, it was a solid performance, but nothing terrific. He did have a couple of chances to score. And then, yeah, literally about 40 seconds after we score, this reminds me of Leicester, to be honest. When we went 2-0 up with Di Maria's insane goal, we switch off and Vardy got a goal, and we all know what happened then. But anyway, this game, it's a terrible corner, alright? I don't know how the hell it finds its way to Benteke, but it does. It's a slow trickler, and De Gea makes his worst error for 2 years, alright? He doesn't make very many errors, and he hasn't for the last 2 years, but this was horrific. It goes underneath him. I don't know how he hasn't saved it. All he has to do, because it's such a slow shot, is literally just lie there on the floor and let it collect in his body. But he somehow mistimes his dive, I suppose, and yeah, it goes in. So, you know, straight from being 2-0, it was 2-1, and it looked edgy after that. Aston Villa started to believe a bit more. But for once this season, we actually hold out and we actually extend our lead. Late on, it's a counter-attack. The ball finds its way to Rooney, and it's like 4-on-2. Rooney passes it off to Mata. Mata does well to hold it up. Herrera's running in. He passes it and it's a side foot finish. It's kind of a similar finish to what Rooney did against Liverpool in December for our first goal when Valencia crossed it in. But yeah, Mata, he's going to get an inform on FIFA. And considering how shit we've been this season, I know FIFA has nothing to do with it, but we've got so many inform cards on FIFA. And yeah, I'm so happy that Herrera's got 2 today because the player honestly just got so overlooked. Like, for most of the season, and yeah, he scored 2 now, had a wonderful game. Mata's had an assist, Rooney's had a goal, Di Maria's had an assist, Young's had an assist. You know, it's all smiles heading into the Man City derby where you're now 3rd. City have to play Palace away, which is a difficult game. I've said I think Palace could edge it 2-1. I think it's going to be a close game, but temporarily, we go 3rd. Manchester City play on Monday. Obviously, Arsenal battered Liverpool 4-1 with 4 terrific goals there. So, yeah, in for the Manchester derby, we might actually be the Manchester team that is ahead for that. And who would have thought that earlier in the season? So, yeah, hopefully Man City lose and we maintain 4th and we can beat them in the Manchester derby at Old Trafford.